Faz um download, mano, do último e-mail que eu te mandei.
Gente, começou, tá?
All right, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us in one of the first talk of the Web Summit, the Bridge Summit. And here we are today to talk a bit about digital transformation. I think it's one of the topics that it's very trendy at the moment, and how to accelerate this digital transformation process that actually brings a lot of challenges in between. And here we have like two amazing people with us today, Leonardo and Felipe. They are part of the Brazilian team, and they are basically the advisors that helps companies to understand what are the challenges we're facing at the moment and actually deliver the specific solutions that you guys may need. So Leo, Felipe, I'll ask you to introduce briefly yourselves for the audience. Who wants to start? Fe.
Perfect. Thank you everyone for your time. My name is Leonardo. I work here with Felipe in the new business area at the Bridge, helping our clients and companies to find better candidates in technology and digital positions, especially in fintech area, finance system, and a lot of segments into this new economy market.
Hello, everybody. My name is Felipe. I'm the head of the partnerships area here in Brazil. We work together, me and Meli and Leonardo, and we are here to talk about a lot of trends, market information, technology, data, and stuff that we are running in our daily routine with our partners and clients. Nice to meet you all.
Thank you, guys. So let's start with some questions to start this discussion, and I think that the first one is really related on the main topic of this. What does digital transformation actually means nowadays? What is digital transformation for everyone, for the companies that we're helping, for the people that don't know that they actually facing a digital transformation process? So can we like go around a bit on the definition of this?
Well, I believe that digital transformation it's a whole process and a mindset for most part of the companies, because we are looking for data-driven company when it comes to digital transformation. So most part of the time we are actually understanding how information and data can be combined together to become business on it, and how you can create a whole track record, a whole data lake, a whole database on this, and how those informations can provide you to take better actions in terms of long-term and short-term actions into companies. So I believe that most part of this subject in digital transformation, also there is a lot of concern in how the companies are going to look from the digitalization of their business in the past years, the next generation. We live in a country here in Brazil that we are seeing our population growing up, and we are seeing that they're getting older. So there is a whole package, and there is a whole situation in business that it's coming from the new generation. So I believe that this is the mainly point, but surely Felipe has something to add in the term.
Yes, definitely. So here in the Bridge, I believe that digital transformation is the process of completely replacing the manual and traditional ways in every aspect of doing business. Okay, so we are looking for the latest digital alternatives to doing business, services, fintechs, taking care of our monies, taking care of our education, the way we buy stuffs, the kind of the reinvention that's all aspects of the business services in a daily routine. So we help our clients, partners, in ourselves to update this digital transformation in our way to live in every scenario in our lives.
Awesome. And I just got a question, and it's related to a specific scenario for Brazil, for example, in the last years, because technology is booming there. Like a lot of companies are trying to go there actually to soft land. And my question is, how is this scenario been changing in the last years? And what was exactly the change you saw, like for instance, after the pandemic or during the pandemic, how this process of digital transformation was accelerated?
Yeah, great question, Melly. I believe that we must understand, and I don't want to turn into a economy question, but we got to understand that Brazil is facing a very rush time in terms of economy. We passed through a crisis 5 years ago, and we are having another crisis now because of the pandemic. So in the middle of this, the whole exchange in between national companies and enterprises company here in Brazil, they need to grow, and most part of the time with the pressure from the headquarter coming from behind. So most part of the actions and also the development in market that needs to be happening here in Brazil requires a lot of new technologies that we actually cannot provide entirely here today. So we must hire a lot of people. We must hire a lot of different actions in Brazil. And we are in the middle of this providing new solutions for the Brazilian people, such as what's happening in the finance market as well. The concept of finance market here in Brazil is changing. The way that we got relationship to a bank is changing. The way you pay your bills or the way you get credit, it's changing here. So we are trying to adapt all of this into the new concept of digital transformation and trying to adapt the market itself into those new actions. So I believe that not only for the markets that already was born with the digital market, such as all of the new economy and software as a service, banking as a service, and whatever, we have the other part of it, which is the big companies and the big contribution in our Brazilian PIB for agribusiness, energy, housing and property, fast mover consumer goods, a lot of different segments that they are now migrating to this, and they are adapting to new technology, to a whole new culture. So it's a bright change regarding the kind of market that we are really looking.
Awesome. Fed, do you want to add something based on what you've seen this last year working with so many companies?
Yes, definitely. What we are seeing here is a difference between the business transformation and also the digital transformation. So what we are seeing here is, while business transformation is typically focused on business model and go-to-market way to make deals, digital transformation are bringing more initiatives and technology to support those efforts. The tools, the way we are going to fast and to improve our business is the digital transformation, along with the business transformation.
Awesome. And then I have a question. And is digital transformation the same as having 100% digital business, or it doesn't have to apply in all the scenarios?
Go ahead, Fed.
Yes, actually they are complemented. Okay, so we need to look at both of them to run our business, because while we have business typically looking for the data, looking for the way we make our returning on our investment, we need the support with high professional skilled people that we help to do. We need the perfect tool, the perfect system to support this kind of business, okay? And we need to understand what works for each segment. So the business model that works for health is not the same for the retail. That's not the same for the fintech. So we need to understand and to apply the most adherent format for each one.
Awesome.
Yeah, perfect. And I believe just a point that it's good for people to understand that when we are looking for digital transformation in business, we are not only looking for a way to sell more or just having a kind of an automation in market that provides you an upsale. Especially in this more traditional market here in Brazil, such as the soap and paper market, for example. The whole digital transformation in that market, it's not something that is going exactly for the B2C client. But in the middle of the B2B, when it comes to supply chain, logistics, and a lot of different actions inside of the company that provides a whole flow of the process and how those processes may be going, I believe that this is a very important situation for them. So they are using different kinds of technologies, different kinds of ERPs, different kinds of APIs and homologations, so they can run a whole process that literally saying talk from a site, one plant for another plant, and talk to the headquarter, and then you can provide another thing. We faced that in the pandemic, in the beginning of the pandemic. We didn't know if we were going to have the materials that we needed for providing most part of the products that we use in our daily. So most part of this supply chain data driven digital transformation for those companies itself, it was a way to provide that we're going to have the raw material that we need to support our production in the future. But this is different than a business that provides any kind of a product or service directly in the digital world. So it's like complementing process, but sometimes the companies may use that in terms of how they are going to use it in the next plans that they have.
Awesome. So
Fully agree.
what I can see from what you were talking, guys, it's the digital transformation is not longer something that you can choose.
Exactly.
It's something that it's a decision that sooner or later companies will have to make disregarding the industry where they developed. So from what you've seen so far, not only from our clients, but from what you've seen like in the market itself, not only in Brazil as well, because I know you recently are working also with companies in North America. What are the main challenges in this scenario of facing digital transformation or actually helping 100% digital business to start moving forward with the processes or the business strategy?
Well, perfect question. There is a book from Philip Kotler, which is a great author for marketing, and it's called Marketing 4.0. And in that book, he says that the digital market is a paradox, because if you are doing it at the same time that you were not doing the digital market, you can make wrong anyway. So I believe that kind of a paradox, it's something that we're going to face into the digital transformation work. The digital transformation is a changing of mindset, is a changing of procedures inside of the company. It's not only the fact about how you can automate and digitalize the process inside the house. So there is a great homework for the companies in the next year. So how they're going to see that digital transformation provides something different for our population here in Brazil, knowing that thank God that's the last year of pandemic next year. So most part of the solutions that we're seeing now, such as simple things like ask for some kind of a medicine into a pharmacy by an app. It's something that we had, and we know that was accelerated by the pandemic. But since that we don't have the pandemic anymore in the next year, how those things are going to grow, and how they are looking to more people, how they are going to be more socialized, how to be more democratic here in Brazil. We have the whole equality problem and situation here in Brazil. So how are we going to provide those technologies for the people that don't have that until now? So I believe it's going to be the biggest challenge. How we can provide digital transformation in a brighter, in an entire way. Coming from the part, company, society. I believe that for the companies itself, it's the race that they're going to have to hire the better candidates, to hire the ones that helps the most, to having a way to understand that upsell and downsell, this downsizing of salaries and upsizings that is happening regarding the kind of segments that they are into it. But I believe that those are the biggest challenge that we are going to changing on that.
Yes,
I will have some comments on that later.
Yes, I agree with Leo. Fantastic points that you brought, Leo. Thank you. And I believe the most challenge point we are going to face is how ephemeral, how quick these changes are happening. So we need to get along. The world is changing so quickly that sometimes we cannot understand how where are the pieces of each scenario. So we need to sometimes brief and understand what works for each one, what works for us, what works for our partners, in order to make the most humanized contact with not only with the stakeholders, but also with ourselves. I'd like
Yeah,
to
you
hear
both mentioned,
your point,
yeah,
Melis.
you both mentioned something really interesting. I think I will start with the comment that Leo made, which is like companies will need to change basically and build a strategy based on digital. And I think like technology is going to be like a really important enabler for it. But we always need people, right? We will need people to work on these automations. We will need people to work on this data-driven strategy. We'll need people specialized. I think the workforce is also going to change in the next years in terms of the skills required. And we are in a moment, I think it's not a problem of Brazil, or it's not a problem happening in Chile or in the US, but basically there's a shortage of talent. That demand, especially because this process of acceleration is going so fast and we cannot keep up, we cannot train as many people as fast as technology improves, is one of the biggest challenges. So what are like the solutions that we can envision in order to try to keep up with this acceleration process, and at the same time try to reach these professionals that we might need, super skilled, and at the same time that the demand is way higher than the offer?
Well, I believe that maybe we are, regarding the whole economic situation that we're facing, we are now, I believe, in the middle of the best part that Brazil ever had in terms of new business, when it comes to new solutions, new technologies, and new markets. I'm thinking, if I was a student of technology into college now, I would see at my career, look at my career, and do not think that I'm stuck into some kind of segments in the market. There is a whole situation, there's a whole world that we can explore. I mean, if we go through this finance market, that is a market that we attempt so much here, there is new solutions coming every day. The whole open banking happening here in Brazil provides a lot of a new business that, they come through this open banking changing. So I believe that the first thing, it's keep going in this entrepreneurship changing that is happening here in Brazil. We need to have more companies like those new companies that we are seeing, that they are growing and doing something different into the market that they want to make a solution. So, and this is part of the thing. The other part of the thing, I believe it's hire the right people in the right role, which is not hire the best one, which is not hire the senior one or hire the salary one. It's the right one for the right role. And that's why the bridge is here to help. We're here to understand how the market is working and understand and how those new chairs, those new vacancies, and those new challenges they are being faced into market. If you take a look about the startup and scale up moments in market, for example, there is a whole leverage of a market, from pre-seeds to Series A, Series B, or venture capital or private equity business. There is different challenges in the middle of this. So you can run through a company and understand that there is new solutions on this, and at the same time you get to know a new technology, a new stack, and this new stack can be provided to other market in the future. So there is not a single solution for it, but I believe that the first part of the thing, it's get to know the unknown. So we understand that this was something unknown from now, and we are trying to understanding this right now. So for the students that are looking for technology, good luck. That you guys are going to see a lot of race and competition, but you guys are going to see a lot of opportunities in markets as well. For the seniors, technology profession and digital profession, good luck as well, because you know that the races are going so fast in the market, but at the same time the opportunity as well, they're growing in a very booming way. So and also for the ones that are hiring people, regarding consultancies companies like us or internal teams, I believe that it's the perfect time to understanding the culture and defining the culture of your company. because this is going to provide a lot of changes into the modus operandi of your business, regarding the fact of you are hiring senior positions or junior positions, but also the fact of the employer branding and the path that you are providing to those candidates. People are not only looking for money when they are looking for a new company. They're looking for new challenges. They're looking for how they're going to change. We are facing now the whole next generation coming through market, which thinks totally different than my generation itself. And I'm not too old. And also, I believe that this is the thing: how we can combine all of those things, how we can turn the recruitment a humanized process, such as Felipe said, how we can introduce the major subjects that we need to understand here as a company, such as diversity and inclusion, the whole changing that is happening in the market, and how we can, use that into the process.
Perfect. I love the point that you said, get to know the unknown. I believe that's the point that I am the most proud of the current youth, especially in Brazil, all over the world, but we have a lot of entrepreneurs nowadays, young entrepreneurs that are not only for the money doing that. They are doing that for a reason, a mission, a proposal. Of course, they want a business, they want to build a legacy, but they are not afraid to try and to make mistakes anymore. So this make us happen and hire a lot of exponential entrepreneurs for our world to build and to accelerate our economy. And I believe the people attraction changed a lot with this scenario in the last few years, excuse me, especially with the pandemic. Because we reach the candidates easier with this remote way to communicate. In spite of the distance, we are much more in contact. We are much more humanized because we talk every day with our candidates, with clients, with our stakeholders. Inside, we are a family. I believe every company has an internal family because we spend so much time together that we are not only more colleagues, we are a family and friends as well. So we see this changing every day. We are not more bothered with daily stuff like dog barking or a child crying. This is normal. It's not more so much serious anymore. We are people. We are not robots. So I believe the humanization got better in the last few years, in spite of the distance.
That's amazing. I would like to also explore some of the points that you mentioned. How can we help companies, or how can we actually understand this part that you mentioned, Leo, about knowing the unknown? And I guess sometimes it's harder where we are not in the environment of being in contact with digital professionals or in the digital transformation environment either. Hard. I mean, sometimes when you're in touch with it on the daily basis, you kind of have like an idea or a scope on what's happening next. Then me as a company, let's say, how can I overcome that? Or how can I look for help when I need to really start, maybe not 100% discovering the unknown, but at least have a glimpse on what's coming? Do we actually, as a company, for instance, can provide a solution in those terms?
Well, sure. I believe that the major point is we keep straight to what we actually can 100% help, which is hire better position, hire better candidates for those companies. So via recruitment, regarding being outsourced or permanent recruitment, we can help those companies to understand that work, to give a map from this. It's what we use as a joke inside. The consultancy, we don't fabricate candidates. We show a map of how the marketing is working. But I believe that also showing this map, we can show the cultures that is happening and the modus operandi of this company by a whole process. So it's not the fact of, you have a dev flutter position here, and then the 10 dev flutters that fits for your position. Okay, you go ahead. No, we can understand how things are working. You can understand how your range in terms of salary, it's upsizing all the sizing when it comes to market. Well, it's downsizing here, but the responsibility itself, it's not for a senior position. Okay, so we're going to bring someone that it's in a planned position now, but looking for a senior position. So the whole fact about how we can provide this customer centricity for our clients, it's showing how the market works for them. We don't want to create any value judgment about how you work inside of the company. We know there's a lot of companies now that they're going back to their office. They're going back, they need people inside their office as well. But we need to be sure, and we need to be, reasonable with those clients. It's going to be more difficult. It's not, a rocket science, but it's going to be more difficult regarding the whole situations that we're seeing here in the market. And the more the bridge, it's continuously going to understand this this world of candidates, this world of recruitment, which is a different world of specialized recruitment itself. The more we can keep going into understanding the ecosystem that we are providing solutions for. So most part of the time, I believe that this B2B part that we do, mostly me and Felipe here, it's a way to connect the dots into the market. I mean, new people looking for new position, looking for new challenges, and a consulting company that can match and understand both of those things. We're not looking to, get the senior people and just bring to the senior companies. Most part of the senior positions, they don't want to be from that kind of companies. The major point is how we can understand, I believe, most part of the things and fit all of this together. It's a very cyclic work. It's a very long-term work, but I believe that it's the best time for doing this again here in Brazil.
Awesome. Would you like to add something?
No, I believe it was very complete, the sentence of Leo. I would like just to add that it's the importance of to understand deeply what and where our clients and partners want to reach, because with that we can understand an accurate solution, people solution, people attraction and talents in order to build and to reach this goal. So when we have that, when we have this understanding of our partners, we can be a strategic stakeholder for them. And as Leo mentioned, the cycle happens when we have this bond, okay? And with this way, we can grow together along with our partners.
Awesome. Perfect. We have one question here from the audience in the streaming. And basically it's like, guys, from your perspective, is how do you see the digital transformation worldwide influencing Brazilian industries?
Well, thank you so much for your question, Bruno. That's a very good question, and it's very important for us, because such as I said, we have a lot of an enterprises company here in Brazil, and there is a lot of new technologies that we are migrating from those big companies for now that are Brazilian companies itself. Regarding the fact that they hire people from this global companies, and also the fact that in terms of accountability, for example, there is patterns of how you can provide those numbers and report those numbers, like US GAAP, Euro GAAP, German GAAP, yeah, whatever. So I believe that what we are trying to do, it's the influence of this digital transformation here in Brazil. I believe it's something more related to the process itself, how the process are going to talk and combine to each other. It's part of any kind of structure of growing for some companies. You have the whole scope, and you go as a vertical for companies like trying to buy, doing M&A with the next part of the chain. So when you are doing those kind of things, for example, in the oil and gas market, the distribution of oil and gas and also the refinery, those processes, they need to talk to each other. And most part of it, they are facing the same technologies, aggregating the same kind of web services and whatever from big companies, and also companies that came from different perspectives in the process. So I believe it's a good time for benchmarking into those companies.
Perfect.
Awesome. Perfect. Just two more questions that I would like to put on the table before, because we're a bit over the time. But I think it's really connected to how the Brazilian market is going to perform in terms of digital transformation at the same time. But what are we seeing? What's booming next year for Brazil in terms of industries that are hiring more at the moment? Maybe that give us an overview on where are we growing and what kind of professionals actually we need in the market, so people also be aware that these are the professions or careers that you need to train in. So what's booming for next year, and what are the trends actually that we need to expect for the next year?
What we are seeing a lot is the market requesting for professionals with deep understanding and knowledge with artificial intelligence, trends that are new, but are going to change a lot of the way we are doing business. So using the data mining, the business intelligence, and the artificial intelligence definitely will help us globally to understand more in accuracy way the behavior of the markets and of our clients. Regarding the way we exchange money, I believe the cryptos, we are going to have a lot of power in the next months and years. We already have nowadays services that accepted this kind of money. Okay, so I believe this is going to be a growing up segment and way to make business. Regarding the segments that are moving faster, I believe Leo can complete, but I believe fintechs, insurance, health, and edtechs are changing and recruiting a lot, digital and tech professionals, and definitely e-commerce. The way we buy stuffs are changing a lot. So we are helping those segments to build their tech teams with these high-skilled professionals.
Awesome.
What do you see, Leo, with trends?
Yeah, I was gonna say if you would like to compliment.
Oh, Norris, go ahead.
Maddie, you want to compliment something?
No, I was saying, Leo, would you like to compliment something?
Oh, sorry. No, I believe that's Fib brought a lot of segments that actually they're growing so much. We are seeing and talking to a lot of new projects for those companies. Something really impressive for Brazil. The finance area, entirely something that it still got my attention, because the changing and the new solutions such as the open banking, the way that Pix changed the things here in Brazil. Most part of the transactions here in Brazil, they're still made by money in cash, but credit card is the second one. Pix are the third one here in Brazil. So it got really accepted here, and I see a lot of companies using the Pix as a way to provide a faster deliverable in terms of payments and securitization of it. At the same time, we must understand that and that's the major indicators here in Brazil macroeconomically saying the family consumer is the one that grows the faster. So I believe that the next year it's going to be a very good year for retail. regarding the fact that we are looking for, only electronics or foods and beverage, but retail itself, it's going to be very open in the next year. So every brand that the fair brought, for example, from e-commerce, the way that those homologation works, the way they're going to talk to different platforms, or you having a marketplace platform or e-commerce built by your own itself, it's something that really got the attention of companies, and also really got the attention of candidates to understand how they're going to be in the next year.
Awesome, thanks. I think this is a really interesting overview from the company side and from the professional side that we need to expect for 2022. And I guess this process is not ever gonna stop. Technology has come to stay, and it's gonna just keep developing more and more. So I would like to thank you, Leo and Fe, for being with us and sharing everything at this session. I don't know if any of the participants would like to make a last question. If not, if we don't have any more questions, well, I thank you so much. It will be amazing if you could share your LinkedIn's here in the chat for the people in case they would like to talk to you. Furthermore, they can at least connect.
Sure.
And while you guys are looking for the LinkedIn to copy paste it here, I would like to ask Natalia if she can help me to rate this talk in order to keep improving and to also know what are the topics that you're interested in knowing more. Here it is on the screen. We will really appreciate your rating here. And once again, Leo and Fe, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you very much, Melly, for moderating this amazing conversation. Thank you, Leo. It was great sharing this kind of subject with you guys. Thank you, audience.
Thank you. Have a great day. See you in the next talk. Bye.
Thank you guys for the opportunity. We keep in touch. Thank you so much.
See you soon.
Okay, bye.